Hi everyone, it's Alan with Earthglow. Welcome back to another new video. In today's video, we are making Earthglow's first ever signature collection candles. Now, this collection has been a long time coming. Essentially, it is a compilation of our customer favorites over the last 5 years that we have sold candles, as well as several new scents. Now, the fragrances in this collection also reflect my hometown in the Great Lakes state of Michigan, where I was born and raised. And so they all kind of have that sort of woodsy, aquatic theme, coastal theme of being on Lake Michigan and where I grew up. Now, I decided to go with a simple look for these candles. I wanted them to look very earthy and organic. The labels are craft labels, just a simple craft paper from Online Labels. And I will tell you that I have had a lot of trouble with these particular ones on this jar. Now, it is just because these jars are not quite cylindrical. So they are cylindrical, but having a label this large, you have to spend a lot of time pressing them on. And even when you do, they don't always end up quite as smooth as I might like. But overall, I feel like I'm still happy with the choice of going with the craft label, but I may kind of revise them down the road, just depending on how things go. The label design of these is very similar to the labels that we used for our Maker's Favorites collection, if any of you remember those on the boxes. But I decided to put these labels on the candles themselves. Now you can see how that label kind of got crinkled a little bit and I'm having to redo it. I found that the best technique is to pull straight across and then kind of work from the middle out, or kind of work from one side to the other side. Now, a number of different fragrances in this blend are custom blends, and as always, my full formulas are available on Patreon. We are actually above 350 patrons, which is incredible to even say. I'm absolutely blown away at that number. And again, to me, it's not just about a number, but it's about creating a community. And for me, it's been incredible to be able to offer one-on-one support and teaching. And at the $5 level, our patrons get access to all of Earthglow's formulas that I have developed over the past 5 years and use in my business. So it's quite an incredible deal. And there's no contracts or anything with that platform. You can just sign up once and at the $5 level, unlock all of that. But yeah, this video goes over the whole process of making these candles. And as you can see here, we have the beautiful engraved lids that I did with my X-Tool F1. Now, as always, I'll have any products that I mentioned linked in the description box, including these vessels, which I did get from Amazon. They are the canoe vessel, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, and I just think that they offer a really classy aesthetic. Now, they have these in matte black, and they have them in a number of other colors as well. I think they have maybe an amber one and several like seasonal colors. But I just decided to go with the frosted white and the matte black. And then I did end up choosing the bamboo lids, which I feel like offer that classic organic Japanese aesthetic that I am going for. Kind of Japanese, right? Like wabi-sabi type minimalism aesthetic. Now, they do pack these vessels really well, and I was really impressed when I got these in at how well they were packed. And the nice thing about just getting them on Amazon is that you are able to, if anything comes in damaged, just go ahead and easily return it. So I absolutely love that feature. Now, these are my favorite Wick stickers of all time, also linked below. I have tried a number of Wick stickers from different candle companies, and believe it or not, these ones from Amazon work the best for me. I've never had an issue with them coming up. This little device here is my new Wick centering tool that I got from Norden Candle Supply. And I've been finding from multi-wicks that these make things a lot easier. You're also just able to have a more consistent spacing. Sometimes when you're doing, again, the multi-wicks, it can be challenging to get the spacing just right. And for me, I'm always, as you guys know, going for as much consistency as possible with my candles. I also really enjoy the Wick stabilization tools that she has because you're able to, not have to really move them at all. When I was using the popsicle sticks, I would often bump them a little bit and then have to kind of recenter them a lot. And I'm finding with this method, I don't have to do that at all. Now, the Wick series that I'm using for this collection is the HTP Wick series, and I'm finding that for this wax, these work really, really well, actually better than the CDN series. And I've mentioned before that the HTP wicks would be my backup if CDN wicks were no longer available. They are very similar in design, and they're also really widely available. Now, this blend that we are doing here, I have sold previously as Fleur du Soir or as Evening and Celery Flats. In this collection, we are calling it Wildflower, and it is a blend of Candle Science Gardenia Tuberose and Flaming Candle Amber Romance. You guys, if you want the most classy, beautiful, earthy white floral that will fill multiple rooms of your home with just about any wax I have tried, this is it. And again, the full blend is available in my Patreon. And then this next blend is our banana bread candle. And this is a candle that we probably have gotten more compliments on than almost any other scent. It's a combination of Candle Science banana nut bread and Candles and Supplies sugar cookie. That sugar cookie blended with the banana bread adds just the right amount of that bread note, right? Because when you just have like the banana bread by itself, it almost smells like a banana pudding or just like a banana kind of top and middle note, and you don't get that rich butter, cream, bread in the base. And that is what that sugar cookie brings to this scent. Oh my gosh, you guys, I cannot even begin to tell you how popular this candle has been throughout the last 5 years that I've sold candles. I'm not even into bakery scents, and I'm also obsessed with it, but people who are into bakery scents, this will automatically be their number one favorite. I'm quite confident. So yeah, full blend is available in my Patreon, but those are the two fragrances. Now, the piston funnel that I'm using, I actually found out because I was going to purchase another one that was on sale on Amazon, and I found that it was actually smaller. So this piston funnel that we use is a larger size. I wasn't aware of that, but I'll have the exact one that I'm using linked below. And it holds about 25 ounces of wax, which is really nice because, you know, when you're pouring about 50 ounces into your pitchers, you can easily use this piston funnel and get get a whole pitcher in two full funnels worth, it makes things much more efficient. When I unboxed the smaller one that I purchased the other day, I was like, no, it was close to like 30% smaller, and I hadn't realized that, so. And I have found that these frosted white vessels are really nice. Unlike the matte black, you are able to go ahead and touch these vessels more without having to wear gloves. Whereas with the matte black, you really do need to wear gloves because anytime you touch the vessels, the oils on your skin will just show right up on those vessels. And you guys know that is not the vibe that we want for our customers to have when they get their candle. Of course, they'll get their own fingerprints on the matte black vessels, and that's totally fine, but just kind of like when you buy a new phone or something, you don't want that phone to come with fingerprints already on it, right? So now I did go ahead and use IGI 6006 for this collection. I tested out a number of different waxes in the formulation process, including coconut apricot wax by Cal Wax, as well as some custom blends I was doing. And I found that the 6006 in these vessels and with the HTP Wick series just throws like a dream and actually burned the cleanest for me, much more so than coconut apricot did. Now that is very subject to the vessel. And as I say a lot on this channel, what wax I will choose oftentimes depends on what vessel I'm using and what is going to throw best. So I'm kind of weighing out those two factors, and I find that a number of different vessels, because sometimes they can be in between wick series or in between wick sizes, I should say. And so what I will tend to go for in my candle making is whatever is going to produce overall the best candle. I don't necessarily recommend that you do that just because I do it. You would end up purchasing a lot of different types of wax, and my primary reason for doing that as well is that being a candle maker sort of teacher, as I do online, I have to have a lot of familiarity with a number of different popular waxes. So I don't necessarily recommend that you have 3 different types of wax on hand. But you will see me on this channel often using different waxes, and that is primarily why. I also do think that, as Jeff Stanley says a lot on his channel, that it's important to have familiarity with at least, I would say, one other type of wax, just like you do with one other type of wick series, one other type of social media platform. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, right? If there were a supplier that went out of business, for example, and you couldn't get that wax anymore, you always want to have a backup plan. But you don't necessarily need 4 different types. Now, with this wax, I do like to get it between 180 and 190 in Fahrenheit. And I usually add my fragrance, I'd say around 185 with my stick thermometer. Again, I'll have this linked below. It's one of the best investments that you can make to get your really precise temperature readings, which are critical for having your fragrance bind properly to your wax. Another thing that you'll see in this video is it's really important to have your scale not touching your wax melter at all. Well, a lot of times what scales can do is called floating, and floating is when the scale is essentially moving around in numbers when there's nothing happening to it. And that can happen when I found when your scale is bumping against your like your stand, your wax stand, or your wax melter. So you want to keep that scale really enough to have enough space so that it's not directly touching. I hope that made sense, but that's been something that's really important to me. Also, this black device, silicone device that you see on top of my scale, I found really, really helpful because it has provided me better insulation than just using a coaster or like a hot mitt like you've seen in some previous videos. I'll have that linked below. It costs under $10, and I think you can even get them in like a pack of 2, but it's just been really helpful for making sure that my scale is working properly. Anyways, the scent that we are doing now is Lake Michigan Trail, and you guys, this scent, I'm here to tell you, it is so good. This scent, I will have customers just going, what in the world is that? It smells like lavender, it smells like vanilla, but in the most sexy, seductive way. And this formulation that I have with the 6006 and the wicks that I'm using, oh my gosh, you guys, it throws like a dream. All of these candles, when you light them, you're going to be shocked at the hot throw. For like a 3.5-inch diameter candle, it's incredible how well my wax and wick and fragrance combinations throw. And most fragrances actually do well in this wax, wick, and vessel combination. And I've actually found that most of the fragrances that I've tried do well with the same wick size. Again, all those details are available in my Patreon, but if you are looking for an easy vessel, wick, and wax combination that throws like a dream, this is it. But yeah, so what I'll kind of do is just go around and fill these up. I tend to like about 10.3 ounces of wax and fragrance for these 14-ounce vessels. I find that with the lid, that actually is what I find is best. And I will just kind of go and get them most of the way filled and then kind of go in and top them off. Now, all of these fragrances are available on our website at earthglow.com. Now, a number of them did already sell out when these launched last week, but there are still a number of them left, and I will be trying to do a mini restock of cedar sauna, as well as banana bread and walnut, and thimbleberry jam, which all did sell out. So I'm super excited. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I really hope that those of you who got these candles are enjoying them. I will also be posting a pack with me video from our first launch. This was what you see me doing here, like making the last 50 of them, but I made close to 100 in total, and over half of them have already sold out. Now, the first 100 feature our custom engraved bamboo lids with my Xtool F1, where I engraved a logo that I hand drew just like with a pencil, and then I uploaded it into the Xtool F1 software and went ahead and engraved it on the lids. Now let me know if you guys would like to see a video on me doing that, and I'd be happy to film something for you, kind of showing you the process. That machine has been incredible, and I would highly recommend it, but I will say that you want to make sure that you're using a material that works well with it. I know there's a number of materials that do work well, but I found you really have to take some time and play around with the settings in order to get things just right. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed, and if you did, don't forget to give this one a thumbs up. Go ahead and use code YouTube10 for 10% off these candles. That code will be valid for a week from the date of this video launching. I hope you all enjoyed. I'm sending everyone peace, love, and light, and I'm wishing all of you happy candle making. I would like to take the time to thank my patrons for their incredible support.